Ah. Oh, poor Tsubaki. He's leaving her. Someone will get hurt. And that someone is you, Tsubaki. When you're running away from your emotions, when you cannot confront how you truly feel, for a multitude of reasons, at the end of the day, you will get hurt. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a licensed psychotherapist and your favorite yapper. Welcome back to episode 14. The Thathination Zero, Samsonian, Helixi, and Jin Ichimaru are the founding sponsors here of today's video. Thank you so much. Shout out to every single patron family and YouTube members out there. Sit back and I hope you enjoy. Also, I love that someone highlighted that it's sad, but Kaori's color, her life seems to be fading away. And as Kosei has becoming more colorful, regaining his life, Kaori is fading away, losing her colorfulness. Absolute dichotomy, absolutely heartbreaking. But here we go. Oh, man. Not true. That's once again Kosei's distorted and false perception. He knows a lot about her, but again, that's also his self-protection defense mechanism, and he still has this false perception that it's Watari's girl. But Watari knows, Kaori knows. Only person who's oblivious is Kosei, but that's coming from a place of thoughtfulness and consideration. But man, I could feel Kosei's yearning and longing for that connection with Kaori and his life. Despite me saying literally momentarily ago that his life has regained colorfulness, his life does not feel complete without his better half, that spring Kaori. Oh, this was a replay. Okay, this is how last episode ended. Oh, poor Tsubaki. Oh, poor Tsubaki, dude. Oh man, flashback. Like I said last week, two most important women in his life is plagued by terminal stage illness. Kosei doesn't know that yet, but we do. And it's also like what his sensei said, right? I hope Kosei's musical journey is not comprised entirely of grief and sorrow, because those were the catalyst to his second wind, his second life as a true, more free-form, expressive musician. Absolutely heartbreaking in so many levels. And I see it. Kaori's colors are fading, even the animation. Oh. Hug her. Oh, her colors are fading while Kosei is becoming more vibrant. Even the color blue, his uniform is more vibrant. And Kaori had this faded color in man, I'm already distraught. Kaori had this faded color to her animation and portrayal. Literally. Oh, Watari. Also, aside from this, I mean, just look at the scene, the stark contrast between her faded color and how colorful Tsubaki and Watari are, with of course Kosei being also sad in the background. The irony, well, not irony, more the progression of Kosei becoming less robotic, less mechanical, less human metronome, to become more human, alive, free. Kaori, the spring, the person that was known for her free expression. Music is expression, music is freedom. She's getting more choppy and mechanical. She's becoming more robotic. Their path have crossed. That's the first spring that Kosei talked about. But after their path has converged and crossed, Kosei has been gifted with the best of Kaori. And Kaori, of course, it's not Kosei's fault, but Kaori, ironically and tragically, has taken away or taken on the traumatic side of Kosei that mechanical robotic nature. That's why even her movement seems choppier and more robotic and mechanical, if you guys pay attention.
俺に会えなくて寂しかった
寂しかったよ。
短期間に2回も検査入院はこの前もしたよ
Yeah.
この前まあいっかってやってない検査。
You see? So I don't know how much Tsubaki knows, because I feel like girls usually have a sharper intuition, but Watari's, he's just being a dude. He's like, oh, did you miss me? He's bantering. Of course, Watari's trying to cheer her up. But I don't think Watari truly grasped the ailment, the magnitude, how deep this illness is. But Kosei knows. She's tapped in. Why? Because this is eerily similar and brings back the trauma and the sadness and how he felt hopelessly when his mom went through the similar process and journey. This was twice in 1 week. Didn't she just get a test? I'm sure her prognosis getting worse. The deterioration of her health of Kaori reminded all too closely with what he went through when he was young with his mother. That's why Kosei knows.
一応頭だし。
See? He's not
今回は
convinced.
静養も兼ねて時間をかけてね。
Yep, he's making
今
sharp
俺は自分で
observation.
弛緩したでしょ。
浴場してない俺は浴場した
Kaori's doing that purposely, trying to redirect away from Kosei's observation.
びっくりしたよ来ないと思ったら入院してるんだもん
私だって。出るんだもん。ドバーッとよドバーッと。私ドン引き。
Maybe her coming in was because of the concussion or head trauma, for sure, but it's the root, the true cause behind her stumbling, behind her head trauma. Because her head trauma, blood gushing out, whatever, that's just a symptom. The true root cause is her fatigue, her exhaustion, her body giving out, literally underneath her. That is the true root cause. And that is a terminal stage aspect. So sad.
私イチジク食べた。もともと疲れやすいんだけど、最近はエネルギー。
Oh, dude, Kaori's colorlessness is killing me. It's heartbreaking. Oh, man,
多か
that's
った
tough.
から頑張りすぎちゃった。はっ。
本も持ってきた入院生活暇でしょ
おお、これ図書館の本？
That's a lot of
無駄で持って
books.
きたの？
音楽関係のやつもあるよ
Kill time?
かおちゃん2学期には学校に来れるんだよね。うん、もちろんだよ。
気のせいだ
She said, of course I will. That tells me that she won't. Oh, man. What's the prognosis? What is the timeline? Obviously, no spoilers, but I'm just talking out loud.
ほら、
今の返答
いらないって。
あらか
Yup, it came too easy. Of course.
有名な
You see that? Kosei's tapped in. He's went through this before. He's gone through this experience before as his mom's caregiver. Well, not caregiver, but I guess emotional support and all that.
中で会おうね
うるさい。バイバイ。バイバイ。こんなに読む時間ないよ。
I don't have time to read all this. Oh, gah. Oh man. Kosei's
か
back.
おりちゃん。
Oh no.
はい。
Oh
お
nurse.
友達帰った？はい。じゃあいい？
Oh, IV treatments.
点滴の続き、お願いします。
Man.
おって何よ？先輩からメール。
I bet the nurse asked and nurse knew about Kaori's friends visiting is 2 levels. Level 1, Kaori probably asked the nurse to delay the IV drop and treatment until the friends are gone. And 2, of course, there's HIPAA compliance, right? Healthcare, PHI and all that. And of course, nurse cannot disclose, or any healthcare professionals cannot disclose a patient's illness and what's happening without their consent. So 2 levels. But more importantly, I'm sure Kaori made that explicit request to not further worry her friends. She's so thoughtful and considerate despite death literally knocking on her door.
今日お祭り行こうって。先輩って斉藤先輩？まだ別れてなかったの？当たり前じゃん。なんで？なんでって嫌いになったわけじゃないし。じゃあ好き？
It's not that I don't like him, it's just that I like someone else. Oh, man.
そりゃあ憧れてた先輩だし。じゃあ有馬くんは？
Oof. Oh, yo, this friend has such a sharp intuition. You see, best friends know.
椿椿
Oh.
今後世の名前が出てくんのよバカじゃないの
See, the friend knows. Just a friend?
異性っていうより弟って感じだよ
Yeah, right.
また
That's the third deflection exactly. That's the third time she said he's just a kid brother. One time on the bus, I think another time also with her, and this is the third time. I think second or third time.
弟あんたは弟って呪文を唱えて暗示をかけてるの
Self friend zone to
そう
protect
しないと
herself.
怖いんだ
Yep.
今の居心地のいい関係が壊れてしまうから
Man, it's rough. Yo.
そんなんじゃないって言ってんじゃん
Yo.
攻め方間違えた
Yeah.
有馬くんは怖くても踏み出したわよ いつか取り返しがつかなくな
Arima was afraid, but he still took the plunge. Arima was afraid, but he wasn't avoidant. And of course, shout out to Kaori and all the amazing friends, Emi, Takashi, and all that. But sounds like Tsubaki is a little bit more avoidant than Watari or than Kosei. Not because she's worse or bad necessarily, but there's less support in the specific realm of confessing and professing her love for Kosei. Different contexts, different situations. And there's so much more at stake. Because this is what? 13, 14 years of lifelong childhood best friendship that she's staking. Because that may change the nature. The friends is right. And that tremendous fear, tremendous anxiety about the unknown, uncertainty, what if is massive. And I'm sure many of us can sympathize and even empathize and relate with that fear. Poor Tsubaki. I feel you, girl. It's rough. Scary. Oh, soccer senpai is
気を使わ
blushing.
なくたって孫にも衣装ってねほら見ろ柏木後世はこんなこと言って
Anyone can look good in the right clothes? I beg to differ. Anyway, obviously, she's also kind of like minimizing and, you know, in a sense, I think she also maybe struggled with low self-esteem in this specific dating social context because of her fear of rejection with Kosei. So parallel process there.
ない私のことなんて
That might be true. Not nagging, but the sister part.
どうせ今日はお祭りなんだね
But you never know until you take that shot, right? You never know until you take that leap of faith. And it's a leap, not a tiny step. It's a leap. Because leap of faith requires and demands tremendous courage.
あ、やっぱり立ってる。
落ち着かないのね挙動不審
病院が苦手なんだ。
You're acting suspicious, really? Kaori, you're projecting. You know that you are acting suspicious. But yeah, obviously they're gonna have a heart-to-heart.
大丈夫だよね。検査は嘘じゃないよね。
Oh,
もう
man.
学校に来ないなんて。
Oh, man.
音楽準備室で話せるよね。
Everything Kosei just said. You're not gonna tell me you're not gonna come back, are you? You're gonna come back to the music room, right? You're gonna nag at me again, right? You're gonna hit me with all those violence, aggro tendencies, right? All those thoughts that he's not saying out loud are the very same thoughts he probably had when his mom was going through it. Man.
君は
さっきまで渡くんが来てたの
See? Kaori knows that Kosei's tapped in. So she's doing all these efforts to redirect and try to distract him.
こ
Man.
れお土産
渡り。
知らなかった伴奏者がソロでなんてありえないよねどんだけ出たがりなんだよバイオリンのガラコンなのに
It's all distractions.
笑かさないでよバカなのお腹痛い
誰のせいだよ。
It's all distractions.
辞退してもみんな当然だって思うよ
He played for you.
初めは君がバカにされたから。
Hmm.
でもね、途中から音が消えて、母さんの言葉やしが
Hmm. Goosebumps. Oh man. Oh, we are the same. We speak the same
やっ
language.
ぱり
She gets it. Yep.
あの選曲は僕のための選曲だったんだ。
Yep.
愛の悲しみ。この曲は母さんを思い出させる。
Yeah. I love Kosei's heartbeats that you can hear in the background. This was a designated emotional closure piece, carefully and thoughtfully selected by Kaori. Just like Kaori knows Kosei all too well, Kosei also knows Kaori all too well. Relationships both ways, especially meaningful, enriching, deep relationship is 100% both ways. That's why Kaori is doing all these distraction tactics and redirection effort. Because Kaori knows that Kosei knows something is off. And she's afraid for him to find out the truth. So it is a white lie in consideration. But lack of emotional closure and white lies, sometimes it can be even more detrimental and devastating. Won't talk too much about that because I went into that in episode 1 of my Violent Evergarden reaction series. It's right here. Check it out in my playlist if you haven't done so. But yeah, again, white lies have good intention. It's out of thoughtfulness, but the impact might be detrimental.
控えめな子守歌。消毒液の匂い。
I wish I could have played with you again while Kaori's crying because she knows she doesn't have it in her to share the same stage with Kosei, to leave her musical legacy, for her music to be resonated and echoed and heard by the auditorium and the audience again. Oh man, it's a rough episode. Repeat the same thoughts. Versus friend A.
君は母さんみたいに
Oh my gosh.
いなくならないよね。
Oh.
これより住谷野球スポーツ少年団強打者養成特訓を開始
For sluggers. Oh, I guess Tsubaki's always been very type A since she was young.
僕野球してないよ。なんで？
ピアノ弾く人も足腰大事。
違うよ。椿の足がでかい。
Ah.
昴生王子公園行こうよ。
行きたいけど、僕ピアノのレッスンがあるから。
きえ
Loss of
せっかく
childhood.
虹色に輝く泥団子見せてやろうと思ったのに我ながらいい出来だわ傑作だわ
That's impressive. That is a masterpiece.
ほら昴生にも作ってやろう昴生キャッチボールやろう進化覚えたんだ
昴生君はピアニストになるんだから忙しいのよ。お手手怪我したらどうするの？
ゴシゴシ
Oh.
ごめん。
ゴシゴシ
Oh. Oh, Tsubaki has been so alone throughout her childhood because of Kosei's been occupied. Oh man. This show just gets sadder and sadder. And oh, poor Tsubaki. Man. I mean, literally, poor Kaori, poor Kosei, poor Tsubaki. The only one that is as devastatingly tragic is Watari. My goodness.
有馬くん大会近いから学校お休みしてピアノの練習なんだって
Man.
つりさんはい。
Oh, Tsubaki's not feeling it. Wow, it's a new reveal, but it makes sense that Tsubaki's had this conflicting perspective on music, love-hate relationship, because she fell in love at first sight with Kosei's absolute stunning performance when she saw him play on the stage for the first time. Yet over time, she learned to hate music and have this conflicting relationship because it's the very thing that she fell in love for the first time, music, that is taking Kosei away from Tsubaki and her life. Not to mention the mom's abuse and all that, right? Oh, Tsubaki's had it rough since they were young too.
ちゃんと練習してんの？見てないからってサボってんでしょ。
言われなくてもやってるよ毎日。よくわかんないけど落ち着いて。
話しないでよね。
Don't talk about stuff we don't understand. Oh, Tsubaki's loneliness and feeling disconnected and not belonged coming up again. Because Tsubaki felt helpless and powerless when she was a child against the tyranny of Kosei's mom, competition, Kosei being occupied for competitions and the prestige as a child prodigy. Here, she's still a child, but as an 8th grader, she's once again feeling helpless, stuck, and powerless with her inability to feel connected and understanding about the world of music. So in a sense, helplessness has been the through line and key theme in Kosei's life, but it has also been the same theme in Tsubaki's life. And also Kaori, man, obviously right now with this irreversible terminal stage thing, and there's nothing Kaori can do, right? The key word of this episode is helplessness. Oh my gosh. I feel helpless too. It's just distraction. See, her friend knows. It's just distractions. Yep.
ほっとけよ。
ほっとけないから相談してんでしょ。
俺は俺に触れない女に。なってややこしくなるに決まってるんだから。後世のことに関しては特にね。
Wow, what's Hari new to? They all know. They all know. It's just a very delicate situation.
か、嫌だけど。でも私は椿には笑っててほしい。
Yeah.
ボロボロになろうと。
This is what true best friends are. True best friends call you out on your bullshit, even at the risk of friendship, even at the risk of relationship rupture. Of course, through safety in an appropriate manner, because every situation, every dynamic, every relationship, every context varies, period. At the same time, the bottom line is true friends, true people that really love you, need to call you out, especially if you're struggling and suffering. Again, in an appropriate manner that's influenced by the unique relationship that you share, right? That's what this friend's doing. So she's like, I cannot just pretend this doesn't exist. I want Tsubaki to smile again. And this is a parallel process and a callback to how Tsubaki felt about Kosei being disconnected from his emotions and his identity of a musician. Tsubaki literally said probably verbatim or similar things in the earlier episodes or earlier season. I want you to smile again. Kosei, I want you to play music again. Wow, so many great friends in this show. Amazing. I love it.
椿が自分で気づくしかねえ。そばにいる男は弟なんかじゃないってこと。渡先輩。
That's good.
でもそれってさ、大抵手遅れになってから気づくもん。
Oh my gosh. Usually you don't realize until it's too late. Two layers. One about Tsubaki and Kosei, but also Kosei and probably with Kaori's illness and pending death. Oh, my neck hurts. Oh.
おい、有馬。
はい。
そろそろ決めたか。うちのクラスでお前だけだぞ。
変なピアニストになりたいなって。
Musician, maybe?
考えるのもいいが、早めにな。
はい。
My eyes are just getting dry.
僕は何者になりたいんだろう。
Oh, that's deep. He went from, this is the identity formation process, definition right here. Identity formation. The process and journey of solidifying our identity. And of course, life is a series and sequence of forming our identity, deforming, learning, unlearning, conditioning, reconditioning, and so on. Kosei went from what do I want to become? Which was a pianist. And now he's saying, who do I want to become? Because what? That's human metronome, a machine, a tool. Who is a vibrant, complex, dynamic human being? That's the perfect encapsulation of Kose's progression and evolution from a metronome to a human, a true musician. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Who do I want to become?
に落としちゃって泣き止まないから私のアイスバーあげたんですそしたらミルク味が良かったって
Oh, Tsubaki's talking about Kosei again, and she just talking about Kosei excessively every single time they hang out. Poor soccer captain and the soccer guy he knows too. Yet here's Tsubaki in denial out of her fear. And now the soccer captain's gonna get hurt, and he's probably gonna bring it up because I'm sure she's only talking about Kosei. Man. See? He knows.
すみませんまた私
No.
だもんね弟みたいなもんだね
違います私は後世のおもりじゃありませんじゃあ何家が隣同士
That cognitive dissonance, that denial, that contradiction. He's just my kid brother. No, I'm not. I'm not his babysitter. That dissonance, man, it hurts.
私よりちっちゃくて早くにお母さんを亡くしてほっとけないそういう問題は心を使うもんよもう何よこないだからわけわかんないことばっか
Yup.
何億光年もの距離がある
Yup.
好き嫌いじゃない意味わかんないあんたが素直になって自覚しないとそのうち傷つく人が出るよ
Or someone's going to get hurt. That's two people, the senpai and also her. Wow. Shout out to another key theme and through line that I absolutely adore this show, aside from the beautiful poetry, portrayal of trauma, loss, and all that, is meaningful social relationships. There are so many wonderful friends in this show. Amazing. I love it. I don't dislike him, yep. Dissonance, man. That's crazy dissonance. Sure, she's an 8th grader, but you know.
私は
Obviously, Kosei, dude. You know. Yo, the writing. Who do you like? Who do I like? And then freaking Kosei shows up running. Oh, no. Wait, what? Wait, what? Miscommunication. I'm dead.
あるよね
払い事じゃないよ信じて走り回ったんだから
Aww.
すごい汗かいちゃった
He really was running.
アイスバー食べたいありがとうございましたまたミルク味
これが好きなの
Tsubaki just talked about milk flavored popsicle when she was revisiting her memory lane on a date with the soccer captain senpai. And now they're eating popsicles on the beach, which was a callback, a memory flashback they had earlier. Dude, the writing of this show is nuts. But again, a lie is a lie, no matter how beautiful it is. And a beautiful lie is a lie at the end of the day.
月が綺麗だ
Oh, Kosei has a beautiful voice too. Wow.
隣の家から嫌ってほど聞こえてくるからね
そんなに弾いてない
It just hit me another parallel process when Kosei asked out loud, Who do I want to be? And Tsubaki speaking it out loud. Who do I like? Parallel process. Man. This is wholesome and sad at the same time. Because one of them will get hurt.
私より大きい男の子の足跡だ。
He's not a little brother anymore.
昴生、なんか変わった。
そう
He's become more colorful and alive.
不意に目が合うと心臓がびっくりする。きっと夏が終わるせいだ。なんかすぐわかる。
He did change, but also you did change, Tsubaki, right? Changes both ways.
ピカーって車のライトみ。
Yep, he's more alive, vibrance. Which is what she wanted this whole time,
届けたい
right?
って思いが溢れ出てた。 自分はここにいるんだって叫んでる。
Wow. It's like you're shouting to the world, I'm right here. Of course, in reality, Kosei's shouting towards his mom and Kaori, I'm right here. Do you hear me? But this is also interesting because Tsubaki is always thought she doesn't speak the same language. It's always been portrayed as such in the show that she does not speak the same language because she's not a musician. Yet, when they're singing along and hymning along, they synchronize. That's literally same language, same synchronization and all that. And here, despite her not being a musician and not feeling the full-pledged, full throttle of all of Kosei's emotions, because musicians can tap into that. Tsubaki and I, we cannot understand on the same level. But at the end of the day, just like I appreciate what's being shown, what's being played, Tsubaki also understands that Kosei is pouring all of his soul, his mind, and his heart onto the stage, into those keyboards. I am right here. What does that say? Through meaningful relationships, we can still tap into that relational aspect of music. And we may not speak the exact same language, but that's not the point. Because all of the emotions, there's different, but same. All humans, we share the same emotions. And as close, endearing best friends, they can also tap into each other because they know each other so well. So on that token, Tsubaki may not speak the same language, but she understands. That's what they're saying. Very deep and very wholesome and very sad.
そういったものを届けられるピアニストなんだね。昴生は。
See? Same language, yo.
椿僕音楽科のある高校に進むよ。
Wow, Tsubaki helped him solidify his pathway. He's going out of town.
あれ
Oh, poor Tsubaki. He's leaving her before she could profess. Yo, poor Popsicle, dude. What a waste.
まただ。音楽が昴生を遠くに連れて
Oh, man. But the difference, I know this is emotional, but I also need a quick break for myself. When Kosei was young, when they were young, yes, music did take Kosei away from her. That is true. But now, at last, it's a self-selected, self-chosen pathway. Kosei, with his full autonomy, agency, voluntarily chose that path. So music is no longer taking Kosei away from Tsubaki, but instead, he made that decision. You hear that, right? Such a tremendous progress and beautiful journey for Kosei. But of course, just like what Tsubaki's friend was just telling her over the phone before Kosei showed up on the bridge, someone will get hurt. And that someone is you, Tsubaki. When you're running away from your emotions, when you cannot confront how you truly feel, for a multitude of reasons, at the end of the day, you will get hurt. Oh, man. Ah. Oh, even the song lyrics, imperceptible, but nobody's going to take away her smile, although they did. And here's the irony and the sad part. Tsubaki's been praying and yearning for Kosei to get back on his feet. And at last, through her emotional support, Watari, Kaori, Emi, Takashi, everyone that came before him, he finally got back on his feet with his absolutely beautiful emotional closure of a performance last episode. But do you know what happens when you get back on your feet? You start to walk. You walk away because you're back on your feet. You're mobile once again. That was the unintended consequence of Tsubaki's journey and prayer and wishes. So thanks to you, Tsubaki, partially, right? That finally Kosei is back on his feet. But now because he's able to, again, metaphysically, physically, and also emotionally, now he has to continue to embark on his journey. And unfortunately for you, Tsubaki, that means he will leave you. But this time, that was his decision, not forced upon him. That's empowerment. Oh, forever. Oh. She finally accepted and she finally accepted her feelings. But it might be too late. Oh. She finally realized. Oh. Oh, that is a perfectly circular. Yo, it's wild. Episode 14, Footprints. Oh, and I don't want to interrupt that absolutely heartbreaking, emotional, powerful scene. Parallel process is this. Kaori will soon leave Kosei, unknown to Kosei. And here, Kosei is also leaving Tsubaki. But now it's been known to her. It's been announced to her. And the irony is that Tsubaki is the very one that empowered and helped solidify Kosei's decision to aim for that music institute. And of course he will get in. He is the pianist prodigy of their generation until the hiatus from 2 years ago. This episode is called Footprints. Oh man, the footprints on the sands, the footprints of all those who came before us, before Kosei, but also the ongoing footprints of Tsubaki being left behind by Kosei, but also Kaori leaving footprints behind her as she's also leaving Kosei. And you guys, that was a really, really emotional episode. I mean, so was the last one, so was the one before that. But yeah, this one also hits different because it's like the adolescence, youthful love, the complications with friendship, childhood best friends, but also that romance, grief, loss. Because remember what I said about grief. Grief is this universal emotion that not just humans, all animals experience. Cows, pigs, dogs, cats, mammals, right? All animals experience grief, especially humans. And we don't only experience grief when someone dies, when a relationship ends, when there's an interruption with this established pattern of safety, familiarity, we experience grief. We experience grief when anything good comes to an end, death or not. That's not the point. Wow. Anyway, I can't even imagine what next episode will be. That's it for today, y'all. Thank you for tuning in, as always. Appreciate you guys. I mean it. And until next week, peace.